Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach decision is being asked to be overturned. And the person that is asking for the decision to be overturned is Lamont Roach. We have the information that he sent and the request that he made to the New York State Athletic Commission, and we will most certainly talk about it. And we will also talk about a big offer that is more than likely coming to Lamont Roach that may actually block the rematch with Gervonta Davis. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division, where Lamont Roach has officially requested that the fight between Gervonta Davis and he be overturned and that he be given a win in that fight because he claims multiple things and multiple reasons for why he should be given the win. Before I get into that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you are a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you guys so much for the tremendous support that you guys give to the channel. So you've been hearing a lot of people in the media, Dan Rayfield, Mike Coppinger, jumping up and down about the New York State Athletic Commission and how the New York State Athletic Commission messed up with a knockdown. Should have been called a knockdown. If it would have been a knockdown, then Lamont Roach would have won the fight. This is the worst thing that we've ever seen in the history of boxing. Terrible, 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 terrible. I personally take all that crap they say with a grain of salt when it comes from Mike Coppinger or Dan Rayfield or somebody like that. And the reason why I take it with their outrage with a grain of salt is because Turki Al-Sheikh, one of the most influential people in boxing and a guy that works for the Saudi Arabian government, fixed a fight live on television for everybody to see. But yet the same people that have an issue with the New York State Athletic Commission have not said a word about Turki Al-Sheikh literally fixing a fight on TV for everybody to see. So suffice it to say, I wasn't impressed with the complaints of Mike Coppinger or Dan Rayfield or any of the other people fake outraged by this, or let me say selectively outraged by this, because they have nothing to say when much bigger and much more serious things take place in boxing, because they don't feel, at least this is my impression of them, they are willing to talk bad about people when nothing comes right back at them. They don't have to worry about any pushback on them. But if they have to worry about any pushback from the people that are talking about, they stay quiet as church mouses. Okay? So like, hey, when it's Gervonta, yeah, we be talking. But when it's Turki, we be quiet again. They have no intention on trying to evenly enforce rules in the sport of boxing. It's incredibly selective. However, when Lamont Roach makes an argument about it, I'm going to listen to it. Because Lamont Roach was actually the guy that was in the ring, and he's the guy that's actually affected by it. So if he writes a letter, and he did write a letter to the New York State Athletic Commission, understandable for me. I read the letter, and I'm going to summarize it to you so that you understand high level what it is that they said. In essence, they repeated the thing about the technical issue with the replay. When Gervonta Davis took the knee, they originally started the count. Steve Willis started the count. Gervonta Davis tells him, no, it was something in my eye. I got hit with a braid in my eye, and that's the reason I did it. Steve Willis says, okay, there's issues whether or not the New York State Athletic Commission had actually reviewed it or not. Some people on site said absolutely they reviewed it. It's BS that they didn't review it. They reviewed it on the spot. There was no technical issue that prevented them from reviewing it. They reviewed it. They looked at it and said, no, it wasn't caused by a knockdown, and they moved on. So later, people are claiming that there was a technical issue that prevented the review at all. What Lamont Roach is saying is that that the technical issue prevented the review. So we're very fortunate, though, that we have television and we can all see the angles. So we would like for you to look at the angles and you can decide whether or not you think you should have been overturned or not. We want you to do that. But then they also argued in the alternative and said, hey, if it is true that there was a contaminant or something on his eye, in his hair, that affected his eye, he should be disqualified for that because he had brought into the ring a toxic substance. So if you bring in something into the ring that's a toxic substance, then you should therefore be disqualified, right? That's the two main arguments that they made. So let's look at the what the rule is supposed to be. The timer, you have when a referee makes a call and it is able to be reviewed by instant replay. You have in between the round and up to a minute into the next round to make a decision about what you're going to do. After you make that decision has to go. And guess what? Not only does the replay ref have to say that it was not caused by a punch, the ref has to look at it and agree with him. So not only does the Nevada State and New York State Athletic Commission have to agree with changing it, so does the ref Steve Willis. Guess what? That didn't happen. And since the fight ended, you know that the time limit for them to change their mind also ended. So if I'm reviewing this from the New York State Athletic Commission, I have to say, look, if there's a technical issue, the technical issue is not on Gervonta Davis. The technical issue is on New York State Athletic Commission, and we were unable to review that in the allotted amount of time that we had. And as a result, I'm sorry, we had a malfunction. We're getting used to this instant replay stuff. It's a subjective call that the ref made. They're probably going to ride with that. And just keep it pushing. Now, I, again, do not have any problem with Lamont Roach saying this. I really don't. Cross your eyes, dot your I's, cross your T's, see if you can get something done if you really think that you were done wrong. So, no problem. I personally have looked through the whole situation, seen the whole situation. I've listened to some people that were there at the time saying, no, they actually did see it. Other people saying that they didn't see him actually review it. But I know what the New York State Athletic Commission also said. The New York State Athletic Commission said that we had a technical issue with our equipment and we looked forward to fixing it and making sure that it doesn't cause any problems in the future. But to place the blame, all of the onus for the New York State Athletic Commission's technical mistakes on Gervonta Davis is not fair. And it's not a foregone conclusion that because Lamont Roach would have been credited with a 10-8 round, that means that the fight would have turned out the same way. That might have actually changed and made Gervonta Davis fight differently, could have made Lamont Roach fight differently, and you don't know what would have happened for the rest of the fight, the rest of the rounds. So it's just not fair to Gervonta Davis for somebody to turn that draw into a win for Lamont Roach. If they want to go to a no contest, I don't see how that helps Lamont Roach, and I don't see how that helps New York State Athletic Commission or anybody else. Sometimes, man, if the state isn't able to review it, or they had reviewed it and they said no problem, it wasn't caused by a punch. You just got to keep it pushing. My thing is, I just hope that Turkey Al-Ashik and these guys don't come in and try to steal the fight from Gervonta Davis by offering Lamont Roach a bunch of money and a 3-fight deal and all of that stuff just so that they can make sure that the rematch doesn't happen. There's a lot of different angles to this stuff. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.